Hello. As usual. Oh, I messed up. Welcome, everyone, to episode 2 of Avatar Sundays, season 3. Man, I still can't believe we're in season 3 right now. How is everyone doing in the chat? Hype in the chat. Anyway, I'm doing pretty fine. I just finished my internship. I just have one final document to write for Friday, and yet I am completely free. That's gonna be quite the relief. And also, remember that time where I got the 3090 at MSRP, and they say like that I'm just waiting for like a 5950X for MSRP. Well, guess what? That's what happened yesterday. I got myself a 5950X at MSRP. So I'm gonna have a beast of a PC. There's no excuse for anything to run bad, and no excuse for any render or streaming to go bad. Because I have the best of the best. Literally the best system ever. Minus the RAM. Oh yeah! Some epic quality content incoming. And to be fair, I need it for what I need to do, so... Yeah, anyway, it's time to go back to our astronaut. Oh man, I don't know if I really like this joke or not. But the astronaut. Because why not? So the last episode we designed the front side of this brand new avatar. And we started doing the side sketch of it. So we did the head and started with the shoulders, but we didn't have the time to actually complete it. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna complete that sketch. I mean, we've got 3 hours, so we have time. Yeah, it's your idea, so I'll give you credit, Blackout, for the idea of the name. I mean, you did have the idea for Tommy as well, right? So I'll be able to explain them this season once we're at that part, so in like 10 episodes or so. Or you go watch, I think episode 9 of season 2, and you'll have access to like how to make gestures. If you cannot wait. And talking about season 2, I just want to make just a quick promo thing, I guess. You just pop the page. Yeah, if you still want the season 2 avatar, it is still on sale for 2 Ethereum. So you still have that chance to grab it. Like it's 2 Ethereum. And yeah, if you want like to see how it works, how I made it, you can go watch season 2. And you can also go watch the trailer that I linked inside the NFT. And also a tutorial on how the gestures actually work, so this link here. But yeah, so I'm really excited to see who's gonna buy it actually. And I'd really like to see it in game as well. So yeah, if you have a chance, go check out the OpenSea page. Go check out the trailer, go check out the tutorial and season 2. And yeah, if you've got the Ethereum, then buy it. Like if you want it, you can do it now. Like it will always be available for purchase. At least for the near future. Like maybe there's a chance I might remove it, but that could be very, 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 very far away. Yeah, it's not gonna be like, I'm not gonna remove it like in 3 days from now, but yeah, for the time being, for the next couple months, and even maybe a year, you can still buy it for like 2 Ethereum. I may do another price drop at one point, but we'll see how things go. So, let's do some sketching. I just want to be sure to do something quick. I just want to go buy more paper and do it. because yeah, I have wallpaper engine installed on my computer, and my wallpaper has the silhouette of my new avatar, so my secret avatar. So probably in case if this crashes, a good idea to actually install wallpaper engine. Anyway, so for the sketches, let me just, before anything else, let me crack open a can of iced tea from my mini fridge. Ah, iced tea. No, I am not addicted. This is just my coffee for the morning. Or the afternoon now. Anyway, so we got the gray part here. Okay, so we got the plate here. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Thank you. I'm gonna put a line here, a line here, a line here, and one here. So a couple guides to help me draw the that plate here. Oh dear lord, my throat is filled. So this here goes around over here. Yeah. Then over here. And this is not what I wanted to do. Please. Close curve. Not close curve. I'm stupid. Break curve. There we go. Move that one. What did I do? Move that one up. Delete and move it back down. There we go. Go back to 100% opacity, please. Oh yeah. Also, if you hear power tools, well, don't mind me. This is just my someone working outside on our balcony, and just the balcony is like right outside my wall of the basement. Yeah, you might hear some power tools, and I am truly sorry for that, but I cannot do really anything. I told them I was gonna do a stream, but they didn't listen. And the brake's gonna go here. Like so. This is actually gonna go here. Move this over. Why? What? I did not close that curve. Oh wait, I clicked close curve at that. I am not idiot. There we go. And I'll take this and close the curve. Perfect. We got it now. And that plate is going to use that color, so copy the color over here. And why didn't this so fast on it? There you go. Okay, now those guys I can remove. I'm actually gonna take studio, guide manager, remove all guide and put that window over here. That's gonna help. Blackout, go do some Blender stuff. Blender good. Blender good, my trash, my opinion. Right. Get another guy here. There we go. Oop, that was a bit too long. I think I'm gonna do like that. Yeah. Put a card here just to represent that it's curved. I mean, not curved, but that the arm is curved. One here. One here. Oh boy, I'm a bit tired here. Like when I'm gonna do my own streams on my own channel, it's probably not gonna be at 1 p.m. because that's usually that time where I sleep. It's probably gonna be during the evening. But for European viewers, this is fine. You welcome. Why? Why does it do this to me? There you go. Is this curve like skill or something? Huh. There must be something somewhere that I'm missing. There's a lot of noise happening upstairs. Oh boy. That's no good. My curve doesn't look great here. Yeah, actually this would need to be like this. Like that, yeah, that looks better. Alright, where's my... I closed it. Guy manager. Delete. It's on the side, by the way, it's on my second monitor. I'm just gonna remove all guides. Next up, I guess we can do those plates here, but I might do the plates behind the arm first. Actually, we might need a back view of the avatar just to have like how we're gonna make the back plates in the back. Because right now they're invisible. Like with something like Tommy or Rai, those two avatars, like the back was so simple that we didn't need really a sketch. But here it's probably gonna be plates. I mean, we can still improvise, but so that backplate will start somewhere here, go here. Maybe like this. Yeah, we'll see if we need a back sketch, but most likely we're gonna need a back sketch. Even though I'm really still not sure if we're really gonna need it. Oh boy, grabbing. Oh boy. That's not where I wanted to draw them. I want to draw those on the side. Thank you very much. There. I have a graphics tablet. Last season I did use it at the beginning, but I figured out because I'm mostly used to vector graphics, especially because there's not really many details, let's say, on a low poly. I figured, you know what, I think it's better if I use just vector with mouse instead. But yeah, I do use a graphics tablet in a couple occasions. But indeed, a good question. And yeah, peeps, if you have any questions about like how to make an avatar, or Blender questions, how to use some tools, or Unity questions, or any other questions in general, I mean, that related to avatars or modeling, of course, or Unity at this point, feel free to ask in the chat. I've got YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter loaded up, /Periscope, so I'll be able to answer you right away. Anyway, next plate would be this one here. Man, those power tools outside are annoying me so bad. I mean, you could start with a graphic tablet if you use to drawing with a pen and pencil, or just coloring in general, or you know, just drawing. Yeah, then a graphic tablet would be a good start. I definitely recommend one with a screen, because you've got the pad tablets, which is just like a trackpad with a pen, pretty much. And those, yeah, you can work with them, but I didn't find them particularly interesting to use or very useful, simply because of the fact that you don't see where you draw, versus a screen graphic tablet, which is what I have currently, where you see where you draw and feels way more natural. But yeah, if you're used to drawing, then go for it. Graphic tablet is really cool to use and very useful. Right here. Yeah, get one. Really good to use. And fun. You're welcome, my pleasure to help. Okay, next up, this plate here. So, bleh. Yeah, bleh. 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 Don't down my HG. Ah, don't worry, I'm not gonna down my HG. Downed it. Oops. JK, I didn't actually down it. But I could if I wanted. Oh crap, I can't believe you've done this. There we go, there's another plate. And boop. I said boop. And why is this scale wrong? Beep. Darn it. Why? Please. Here we go. Why? There we go. Delicious. Okay, next plate. Just looking at my guides. Would be. Okay, the Ethereum logo is not really apparent in the middle here. I might. Well then, like, I'll get a quadruple monitor setup then. Unless you're not tight budget, of course. Alright. It's not gonna go that far because there's some space this time. It's not to end it like here. Like that. And why did it close the curve? Ah, there you go. Boom. There we go. That's a closed curve. There you go. And burp. Darn it. Okay, next plate I could do is this one here. We're getting there, we're getting there. That sounds good. Oh, that's a bit weird. I think I'm gonna start my curve here and do this. I think that could work. There we go. Hey, there you go. Now right side still, there we go. He cleared those guys, there we go. Let's do this plate here now. Ah, come on. And bonk. There you go, this is gonna go towards the middle here. I'm gonna continue a little down. I'm gonna select everything and put 2. There you go. Okay. Close more guides and zoom there. Let's do these here. I might adjust the size of the hands because I don't know why, but they seem a little disproportionate for some reason. I'll see what I do when I have the hands. Hey, here we go. Double the width. There you go. That's good. I guess we can do the back plates then. Yeah, the hands doesn't reach that plate here. So back plates. I guess we can do something similar to the front. Maybe we can actually integrate something like a backpack or something. Large hands, big heart, and bird brain. I chain a bit blackout. But yeah, I say bird brain because, yeah, this is what's gonna be in the helmet. Like, you've got that huge suit, but inside the helmet it's just a little bird controlling this suit, which is kind of in fact a robot. So... Secrets. Ah, yes, I'm a wizard. in one Discord channel, one Discord server that I'm in, I've got a role called called Wizard Burb. Burb Wizard. So, yes, indeed, I am a wizard. And that's very cool. over here. Boop. Boop. Conjures up Sakiko. What is a Sakiko? Am I too young to know? Or am I just not an otaku? That should be it, and then boop. Alright. Loop it back. I'm actually really excited to see where that avatar is gonna go. Because so far it looks really cool. Like the side sketch is a bit sketchy. Like it's a bit, still a bit weird. But obviously with some tweaks, it's not gonna look weird anymore. Pt.2, here we go. Can I actually take the arm and group it somewhere? Just so I remember where. That's the arm, I'm gonna group it. I can hide the arm, perfect. So this is the whole arm. There, perfect. Now I know where to stop. I'm gonna do this line here. There you go, perfect. this. Man, for sure the trance playlist makes a difference. It's different than the old synthwave that we used to watch for season 1 and 2. Very. Let's go. And also fits quite well with the avatar we're making right now. There we go. Let me just save quick. Okay, for now I can put the backpack like that color, but I'm probably gonna change it later down the line. Probably will need some guides here. As per usual. To be honest, I think I might make use of a human anatomy thing. At least for the legs. That seems good enough. Let me just... oh, it's a bit small. Why is it so small? There we go. So I just want this view here. Oh, well, actually, oh, wow, that was extremely precise blind. Wow. I'm actually shocked. Does it actually fit? That's my question. If some adjustments are needed. Oh, that's actually quite close to your nose. Very tight headset. Very tight helmet. Maybe not the best, but hey, it fits. And I've got people talking behind me, that's good. Great! I told them not to talk, but they talk. It might look a bit fat right now, but I guess it kind of makes sense because an astronaut suit is like super pressurized to keep the person inside while under atmospheric pressures. I mean, to be fair, it wouldn't be like that on Earth. Like, if that person was still on the planet, it wouldn't be pressurized that much. But at least we know it can be pressurized that much. And it usually looks like that in space anyway. But using that same logic, It fits. And you can make adjustments to the legs, but you know the hand's actually the right size. Yeah, yes. I mean, good, but looks weird, but it's, I guess, how it works. Not gonna complain. There you go. Nice. Oh, nice. Pizza rolls. Why do I feel like I'm also ready to just put the stream on a small break and just remind them that I'm streaming right now, so don't talk like right next door. There you go. Okay, can I access this? I think I locked it. Did I lock it? No. Oh, wait, because this is not locked. So I'm still clicking on it. There we go. Water, and that should be good. Yeah, sure a bit low, but should be fine. Okay, so we're 1 hour down, 2 more to go. Let me take a sip of my iced tea. That was more than just a sip. this down. There you go. There you go. Hey peeps, if you're enjoying the stream so far, consider giving us a follow on Twitch and Twitter, and also a sub on YouTube. We do streams not every day, but a couple days per week, like really consistent. Wednesdays we have concerts. Friday we have building streams. Saturdays we've got discos, and Sundays we've got my streams, the Avatar streams, or Avatar Sundays, as I like to call it. And if you have any questions in terms of making avatars or Blender or Unity, don't hesitate to ask them in either the Twitch, YouTube, or Periscope chat, and I'll be able to answer you right away. Anyway, I might do this plate over here now. The crotch plate. Crotch plate. Here you go, crotch plate. Crotch plate, cause why not? And yeah, this is actually gonna go around, not just being in front, but it's actually gonna go around, or at least up to a certain point, for maximum protection. Okay, so now which plate can we do? Damn. And now what I want to do. Oh, come on, there we go. Hey, come. Come on! There we go. How to make a bird rage to make the toast not work. zoom in on the plate. Ooh, ice cold water. I got some cool iced tea. There you go. I feel like being quiet now. Just listening to the music and making a nice tune out. Somni drink? There's that avatar won't have any Somni drinks, unfortunately. Like, unless Somnium comes up with an actual Somni drink, for that, give me some royalties if you do that. Except if I can do that, it's gonna be exclusive to Tommy. But since I still own it, you can still buy it. But since I still own it, yeah, here have some Tommy drink. Well, I gotta guess good where the knee is. There you go. Red. know what would be cool though, having like a couple editions of this. I don't know if I want to make it a unique edition or like multiple editions. I know, really, your Somnium drink tastes like water. Oh no, that's terrible. I might have put too much ice. Okay, let me try to make another one, but with less ice. And here you go. Hey, better Somnium drink without too that much ice. Goodbye, grades. Grits. Goodbye, guys. No! Man, there we go. Oh, that what? Ah, there you control Z. No. Oh, come on. There we go. There you go. There you go. Actually, I think it would be better actually. Because yeah, when you're gonna bend the leg, this could go up, like it could you just do this quick. It's like the leg is in a bend. Oh please, where's the origin? Here we go. It's gonna bend somewhere here, so it will be able to bend like that. Sounds better, I think. what? If we're quick enough, we could actually start with the model today. If we're quick enough. Because I do prefer the modeling part over the sketching part. I think some artists might feel the same. There you go. Always. There we go. Boop. I think that's all the plates we're gonna need. For the shoes though, that looks good. Come on. There you go. Yeah. Now they're gonna need one more line to complete like the leg intersection here. Hey, where should I put it? Is it because I'm using... Could be because I'm using skill with object that the copy paste breaks like that. That could make sense. Something like that. And we can use the pressure here. To reduce the pressure like that. And make it a bit more smooth. There you go. So we understand there's a leg in front. Hey, so far so good. So far so good. Right. Let's do the arm now. It's really the only thing missing in the sketch. I mean, you could add details on the backpack, but I think I can improvise the details on there. Wait, did my second Somnium drink had too much ice again? What? I thought I put less. Are you not satisfied with your Somnium drink blackout? What's that thing? Oh, that's the arm. Yeah, that's in the arm. This here. The avatar. I mean, I started with Blitz. Yes, ice cargo. With a deluxe pilot cabin. Luxurious. Oh boy. Yeah, let me start over here. It's not, oh wait, something wrong here. Maybe this height. This one fine. Yeah, that one's fine, it's this one that's not. There. Hey, what's up, Easy World? Welcome to the stream. The stream we make avatars. Why does this look round? There we go. There we go. Well, that's gonna be a straight line. You can have it tilted over here. He's gonna go around here. Boop. Oh, come on, I always do this. There, up to here. come on. No. Yes. Yes. There you go. Okay, we're halfway through. We're at 1 hour and 30 minutes in. And so far, good progress. I actually adjust this to be like that. Because this is the elbow. So this part is gonna bend a lot. Which makes sense to free up like that. Okay, now we got some stuff to adjust. There you go. Ah, at least now we've got an idea on how to make those plates. It's not gonna be perfectly like aligned when we're gonna actually model it, but it's gonna be good enough. Anyway. It's still not, it's not yours. Alright, that explains it. Join curves. There we go. Oh. It's quite calm here. Just charming avatars. I don't have much to say right now. Oh, that's the thing. That's why I'm quite silent at the moment. I don't really have much to say about that. It's going good. Oh, come on. the computer. Yeah, very relaxing. I like to listen to that as well, but unfortunately those are very copyrighted. So I can't do that for the stream. I'd love to though. If anyone has like a royalty-free cyberpunk music pack or something, I'd be very happy to use it here. All we're missing is the hand. I think I'm gonna model the hand around this here first. Which doesn't really work. Over in front. Yeah, I can do that after stream, but you know, I'd still love to hear. Right, all joints. Okay, so the wrist goes here, and the tip of the finger goes here, so... Oh, hi. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's the arm. Perfect. I want to draw in the right spot. There we go. Yeah, wrist is like down there. Or the middle here, in fact. So here it is. Yeah, let's do the things around the fingies. Right. There we go. And I guess I can duplicate the string for like the other parts of the fingers. It's like one here. Can I not? There you go. Because all of those fingers are gonna have one. Come on, can I not? Please. There you go. And yes, there you go. Thank you. Now, yes. And one other tip. Like this. And on hand is complete. Raging bird, yes. Duplicate, please. Ah! Anyway. Yeah, now we got front and side sketch. Oh, hello Leo, welcome to the stream. So we just finished the side sketch, I think. I mean, the backpack is not really detailed, but we can find what we can put on there. I think we can put like a tube on the side. And maybe like lights on the back here. Nice like these. And jotters on the side, like pressure and etc. Maybe like a tube on the side, like I said. Like oxygen, or I don't know. Here and then yeah, I think black. And this could be filled like with a gas or something. Like we could find a way to have with a shader or something, like some kind of volumetric electricity in there. That'd be cool. Actually, that would be cool. Anyway, yeah, I think the sketch is yeah, happy with the result, that's for sure. Quite happy with the result. Okay, now I guess we can just have a bit more the seat here, like the base and everything. We've got an hour left, so you know we've got time. You know, maybe inside, like we could have over here, like a sign saying like busy or something. I don't know. Like we'll see what we can do with inside. Like only if we had custom like locomotion animation. If the slot for custom animations was working right now, I'd definitely make it so the bird here, when you move forward or sideways, this moves forward or sideways. I would make it like that, but unfortunately we don't have access to that feature yet. I don't even know when it's gonna come out. Unfortunate, but I mean we can do custom gestures to remove the helmet and reveal this. Actually, remove the helmet or open the visor. Because with the setup here, it might be complicated to actually remove the helmet. We'll see, maybe we can make two of them, like one removes the helmet, the other removes the visor. Although, right, because of the huge things here, what would be cool actually is to have like massive speakers on the side of the thing. Massive speakers. There we go. Those are some big drivers. Massive speakers, let's go. And all of these are gonna go inside this one. Here we go, so I can scale this. There you go. Big drivers. I wonder. That could be interesting. But I don't think it's gonna be actually possible. Oh yeah, so I think you can actually start exporting the sketches now and import those in the Blender. That's gonna be quite an interesting avatar to make, huh? How to go that extremely fast. Is it in Back to the Future? Just that massive speaker. Yeah, those are some huge drivers. He's gonna go that really fast. But yeah, let's start exporting, I guess. So I'm gonna start folding everything here. Save. The text here I'm gonna hide. I'm actually hide or what is this text here? Inside front. Okay, those text layers I'm gonna remove from these. Then I'm gonna go to the export persona of Affinity Designer. And actually, for those people that didn't see the first episode, I'm using Affinity Designer from the Affinity suite. It's very similar to Illustrator, and it's only one-time payment, so you don't have to pay for the Adobe subscription, which costs you like a fortune per month. And is it still on sale, actually? Might be. Yeah, it's still on sale, actually. Yeah, it's still on sale 50%, so it's only like 35 Canadian rupees. Canadian bucks. So yeah, I really recommend. Not sponsored or anything, but I really recommend this software. It's very good. Like my avatar sketch I did for my brand new avatar, which I plan to reveal soon. Not on Somnium Space, but somewhere else. Has been made with Affinity Designer. And like the teaser I did, that's from the sketch. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the front and pilot and the side and create a slice, or create like 3 slices from them. Here you go. I want to export the full thing. And then I'm gonna press export slices. I guess I'm gonna name them like Avatar Sunday S3 sketch. And before pressing export, I just want to be sure that I am not opening a secret thing. and I am not. So there we go. So folder, that's the folder I want to export. So actually, no, I'm gonna export in a new folder called blueprints, just like last season, and export. Now let me open up my Explorer and see if there you go. Blah. And go to my source source folder, blueprints, and here are our sketches. So we got our front, our side, and then the pilot. I don't know why it took, maybe because of the other thing, like it takes into consideration like everything you paint inside is also taken into consideration, so I made like a huge thing that goes all around. Got it. But you can still adjust it later, so you can just like take this and adjust. But yeah, I guess we're gonna start opening up Blender, I guess. So I'm gonna open up Blender, and I know the name of my secret avatar is gonna show, so I am not going to touch anything. I'm just gonna click anywhere to remove these, and here we go. So Blender, it is time to start with El Blender. So I've explained how Blender works in season 1 and 2, but I guess I'm going to explain a little bit in season 3, I guess. Let me just open up the this one. So yes, Blender, where there are lots of tools to learn. Yes, there's a lot of tools to learn, and we're gonna go through a lot of them. But first off, we're gonna import our sketches before doing anything. For which I'm going to go to File. Actually, before even doing that, we have to go to the Preferences to adjust some settings, because by default your settings are going to be different than mine. So to get my exact settings, you have to go to Edit at the top, top left, Preference. Then from there, so here in interface, I did not change anything. Themes, nothing either. Viewport, nothing either. Light, nothing either. Editing, nothing either. Animation, nothing either. Add-ons. I've got a couple ones added that I'm gonna use. First off, I've got, if you search up Pi, 3D viewport Pi menus, just be sure this is checked, because that's what I'm using to get this menu right there. Or this menu, in edit mode, this menu right there. Or, okay, no, this, not this, but some other things like Control S, this menu right there, etc. Very useful. I've also got, what was it? I've got Node Wrangler, I think. I'm not really using it, but it's super useful. Node Wrangler. And then also finally, because you know VR is a thing, I've got the VR scene inspection tool. But what you're also gonna need is, if you search up plane, import images as planes. Be sure that this is checked on. I think it might be just inconvenient. No, it's unofficial. So be sure that this is checked on, because that's what we're gonna use. Input, nothing to change. Navigation, nothing to change. Key map. Your key map are gonna be set to the default Blender. But because I started in 2.76, 2.77, something like that, somewhere around those lines, I got used to the old 2.7x shortcuts. So that is what I'm going to use, the 2.7x shortcuts. But if you want to stay modern, especially with the new tutorials and everything, stay with the Blender. But personally, disclaimer, I'm gonna use different, like, a different key binding, so 2.7x. So my shortcuts, most of them might actually be different. Like for example, the search menu, when you want to search for stuff, is the space bar, but with the new shortcuts, so the regular Blender shortcuts, it's F3, for example. So that's for the key maps disclaimer. System, I'd recommend boosting up the undo steps, for sure. And cycles render settings, you're not gonna use it unless you want to do some very high-end thumbnail renders. You can turn that up to CUDA for the graphics card if you've got like decent graphics card, or optics if you've got access to ray tracing. And also, yeah, 3700X. Soon enough, it's gonna change to a 3950X. because I'm kind of using my treasure hunt winnings, to be honest. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. Like, beast of a CPU. Save and load. I would recommend putting a couple of save versions and also turn on autosave. Because if Blender crashes, you might lose your progress. And what do the save versions do? That means when you save your file, actually I can maybe show an example with like last season's avatar. Season 2 blend. For example, this was season 2's avatar, so Tommy the Toucan. You've got the blend file here, which is the main blend, but then you've got blend 1, blend 2, blend 3. Those are your previous saves. So when you save your file, the old save is gonna become blend 1, and then blend 1 is gonna become blend 2, blend 3, etc, 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 up to how many you want here. It is very useful if you save by mistake, and you wanna have like a backup in case. It's very useful. And then autosave, of course. Turn that on. That's file path, and then experimental, those you don't really need. And then you can, if it's on autosave, it's an autosave. If you take the little burger menu, if it's autosave is on for preferences here, yeah, you won't have to click save preferences. It's just because me, when I do tutorials and like I help people and stuff, I usually go back to the other one just so I can find the keybind for that, so I don't need to actually, you know, remap all my old bindings. Anyway, now that's out of the way, we can start importing on sketches. So you can go to File, Import, File, Import, Images as Planes. And for that, I'm pretty sure that's gonna open up my secret folder. Nope, but this is definitely not the right folder. So let me just find it quick before actually switching back to the main screen. Alright, found the folder. There we go. So we got all of our sketches here, or blueprint we just exported. And now we're actually gonna import them. So you have some import settings you can play with. Be sure that the gear icon at the top right is checked blue or on, so that this menu pops. And you want to be sure that first off, compositing nodes, you can put shadeless or emit. That's what I would recommend. But probably shadeless could be better, because it won't affect really your render, I think. So shadeless it is. And then the position, that's very important. So the plane dimensions, set it to DPI. Because if you set it to absolute, all of your sketches are going to be the same size. Like, in this case, 1 meter tall. But that also means, remember that some of those sketches might be taller or smaller than other ones. So this is actually gonna make it the wrong scale, like non-consistent. So if you set it to DPI, it's gonna take the resolution of the image and actually use this to scale our property. So I'm gonna use DPI and then import images as planes. And I did not select everything, so let me just re-import. And boop. There we go, perfect. So, maybe you don't see anything that has changed, but in fact the images are really important. If I zoom in, you can see our planes here. But actually, that's a good thing to mention. How do you actually navigate in Blender? Because yeah, if you can't navigate, then what's the point? So how to navigate in Blender? Most of everything to like look around is done with the mouse wheel and a couple shortcuts. I think it's the same with the regular default Blender shortcuts. If you hold on the mouse wheel, you're gonna turn at one point. If you hold Shift while moving the mouse wheel, you're gonna pan. And if you hold the mouse wheel and Control, you're gonna zoom in. But you can also zoom in by scrolling the mouse wheel. But holding Control is a bit more precise. So yeah, that's the main like navigation. And also one very useful thing is in case you get lost and you want to focus on something. Let's say I want to focus on the cube. I select the cube. I can also select it from the hierarchy at the top right. And then press the period on the numpad. And it's gonna center on the cube. Or whatever you selected. And it also works in edit mode when you edit objects. And actually it works in, like, those shortcuts to move are pretty much the same around, like, all of the viewports and everything. Like, the graph for animations, or the UVs, or... It's pretty much the same. So very useful. And one final thing, especially for when you're gonna work on them, on making the model with the sketches, is the orthographic views. For that, you use the numpad. If you press 5, you're gonna enter the orthographic view, meaning that there's no perspective. Everything at any distance is perceived at the same scale. So for example, if I took that cube, I can see the cube behind is smaller because it's further away, but in orthographic, it's the same size. So that is very useful when you want to have like the perfect scale and perfect proportions without looking distorted. So that's to enter orthographic view, but if you press 1, 3, or 7, you're gonna enter front, side, and top view respectively in orthographic. And you also have a variant if you press Control 1, 3, 7. Compared to being front, left side, and top, it's gonna be back, right side, and bottom. There you go. But usually 1, 3, 7 is all you're gonna really need. Okay, now to select objects. You can use, with the default shortcuts, it's left click. With my 2.7x shortcuts, it's right click. But for you, it's probably gonna be left click. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, let's enter edit mode. So with the pad menu, if you press tab, you're gonna have access to a couple of options. So you got like texture paint, weight paint, vertex paint, sculpt, edit modes, and toggle object edit mode. So to edit the cube, you can go to tab and then object edit toggle. So you can either press it once and click, or you can go fast, like move your mouse up and then release. So you can really enter all mode super quick. Very useful. So yeah, we're gonna enter edit mode when we're actually gonna start modding. So I guess we can start modding now. So yeah, I'm gonna first delete the cube by pressing delete. There you go. And now, as I said, where are our sketches? Because yeah, we don't really see them now. If you zoom in, there they are. Those are the sketches. And you might say, well, those are... Where are the drawing? Because those don't look... those just look like squares. And that's another thing. If you press... I don't know if it's Z with the new shortcut. But you can also go at the top right to see like those little bubbles here. And those are like the material views that you have access to. You first got a wireframe. So that's going to be wireframe view. Especially if I pop like a proper model wireframe view. Then you've got solid view. So pretty much the most simple shading you can have. And you do have options with those views. If you press the little arrow, there's a lot of options you can play with. We might play with some of them later. Then you've got material preview, for which, there are our sketches. There they are. So material preview is going to preview your materials and also preview some of the effects, like if you put with Eevee, bloom, or I don't know, depth of field, etc. Image occlusion, screen first reflections, those are going to be visible here. And then you've got rendered, which is the like final render view. So for now, we're gonna stay. We can go because material preview is actually quite expensive. So most of the time, actually, we're gonna stay in viewport shading. But yeah, it's like viewport shading. You don't see the textures. But what you can do is with the options, big brain. If you see color, you've got a couple of options. We've got material, object, vertex, single, random, and also texture. So if you put texture, you can now see your sketch in solid mode. So that's going to be the most performant. But yeah, now we can start scaling things up. But first off, yeah, they're kind of offset from each other, and I like them to be centered. So what I'll do is select all of them, and then to reset the position, rotation, and the scale to center, like put it at 0 in the center of the scene, or clear the rotation, so put 0 rotation on it, and clear the scale so it's 1, perfect. You hold Alt G, then Alt R, and then Alt S. That's actually a shortcut I need to mention as well, to move stuff around. So yeah, to move stuff around, you've got what I call the GRS, which is the G key, the R key, and the S key. Those are going to be used to move, rotate, and scale, respectively. So in this case, we want to rotate those. So I'm going to go, actually, I cleared the rotation, so I'm going to go in edit mode for that. And then rotate with R 90 degrees. But to actually rotate like perfectly, you got a couple like things you can do while moving things around. Like I'm going to go the G key, for example. You can press X, Y, or Z to lock it on an axis. So X on the X axis, Y on the Y axis, and Z on the Z axis. And these work with all of the tools. And you can also press Shift and then X, Y, or Z to lock an axis, but do it on the two other ones. So for example, if I press S, Shift, Z, it's gonna scale on the X and Y axis, but not the Z one. So these can be really useful. So now I'm gonna go in edit mode on all of them. And actually to select everything, like I do here, you press A. And from there you can have a menu. And what you want is select all toggle. That's gonna select everything. You can play with the other things as well. I've got a box select, you've got a circle select. You've got different options. Loads of different things you can play with. So I'm gonna select all of them and just rotate them 90 degrees. And also, if you want to be more precise, you can also hold Shift to move slower, but you can also hold Control to snap at specific angles. Like if you hold Control like alone, it's gonna snap with rotation each 5 degrees. If you hold Shift, it's gonna snap each 1 degree. So yeah, Shift works with Control as well. There you go, so we got front here. I'm gonna take the side and the pilot and spin them 90 degrees this way. The other way. So 180 degrees here. Now, I actually want the feet to be aligned with the center here. So I'm gonna move my avatar to be centered here. And I'm gonna take this as well and align it with the floor. Like so. There you go, now our sketch is perfectly aligned with itself. And I can, of course, take this, because this is going to be a bit separate. So I'm going to be put it in front here. In front or in the back? No, in the front, because the backpack. And also, you can also spin around like in increments if you press these 4, 6, 2, or 8 on a numpad. So that's what I used here to actually go from the front view to a bit tilted on the side. And also one last thing in the preferences, in case you're working on a laptop that doesn't have a numpad or a keyboard that doesn't have a numpad, you can go to, I think it's interface. No, it's gonna be input in the preferences, and you can press, you can select emulate numpad. What that's gonna do is that it's gonna emulate each of the numpad keys using the top row of your keyboard. So 1 through 0. So that row. It's gonna emulate that numpad on this. So that way you're not stuck if you don't have a numpad. Anyway, let me take my side sketch and move it a bit backwards a little bit. So let me read the headphones align. Like so. And then in object mode, it's very important to make your mesh edits in object mode. I'm meshing myself up. Very important to make your mesh edits, like when you want to scale something, it's very important to do it from edit mode. Else you're gonna have to go and apply the scale, which you can still do like that, but I'd recommend doing your scaling in edit mode. But when you move the object, then do it in object mode. Because in object mode, you'll see the origin is going to move, so that little point right there. But in edit mode, it doesn't. It's the key difference. Anyway, the front sketch, I'm gonna move backwards, so on the y-axis. Like, actually, before doing that, I'm actually gonna scale the whole thing up. Because right now it is quite tiny. If I put my 3D cursor on the top here, and then press N on my keyboard to pop this side menu, and in the View little tab, Location, you can see it. The height of this is at 3 centimeters. And small. What would want to do like an average size person? Like usually I do my avatars at 1.8, which is like my size. But now, like if I scroll up, you can see like there's a 3D cursor, so there's like my height, and these are little sketches. A little small. So I'm just going to scale those up. But actually, there's another problem. Something we still haven't touched. You can see like the scaling is a bit weird here. Preferably, we'd want to scale from the origin here. So what I'm going to do is, if you look at the top, it could happen that this menu on top is at the bottom. But for me, it's on the top. If you click, you can see like global, a square here, magnet, etc. If you open up that square thing here, you have different transform pivot point modes. And right now it's set to the bounding box center. So if I select everything, it's gonna scale from the center of that bounding box. So you can imagine like it makes a box around it and it scales from the center of that box. What I'd want is use active element and select one of the sketches which the origin is at like the perfect center here. So either the front or the side. And then I'm gonna zoom out and scale those up now. Yeah. So if we consider the helmet as like a layer on top, I'm gonna make it a tiny bit bigger. Like that. And there you go, now it is on scale. And now you notice that I did it in object mode. So what I'm going to do is also select everything, because you can see like if you go to the item menu here, scale is at 56. Ouch. So I'm gonna select everything, then press Ctrl A and apply scale. And now you can see in the scale value, it is set to 1 again. So it took your model or your sketches, whatever you're doing, kept like it's like visual scale, but the scale has been set to 1. So that way you won't have any issues when importing it to Unity, for example. Okay, now we can actually start moving stuff backwards. So the front sketch, I'm gonna move backwards on the y-axis, like 1. And then the side sketch, I'm gonna move on the x-axis towards the right of the avatar. So if I go in front view, right now it's right there. So front view, that's on the right of the avatar. One over there. And I can do the same for this here. One. So now we've got our sketches placed down, and we can start modeling around it. Maybe one last thing I'm gonna do is take the that sketch here and scale it down to scale it like towards like how it would be scaled for the visor itself. So that would be the around the scale I want, yeah. Perfect. And actually I might re-export the whole thing at a high res because you can see it's kind of pixely. And when we're working with source files, it's gonna be useful if we can actually see what we're doing. So like what's the res it's exported at? Let me check. Yeah, it's actually quite small. I can actually like quadruple the res. That's not the right name, so I'm gonna quickly delete the old ones and so those were the old ones and they are the new ones. Perfect. And now I'm gonna go in Blender and do something that you probably don't know. We're gonna touch a bit on these later, but we go from this to this. Quite a bit higher res. So I'm gonna reload all of the sketches quickly. We're gonna touch on how to do it later. Ah, quite a bit sharper, isn't it? So now that our sketches are placed down, what I recommend also doing is lock them. So when I'm in the layout here, in the hierarchy, there's a little filter icon, for which I'd recommend in the restriction toggles, check the arrow, the eye, the display, and the camera. And then, all those three sketches, you can disable the arrow. What that will do is that you won't be able to select them. And you can also disable the camera. And what that's gonna do is, like, if I go in render mode right now, like, you can see them. But if I were to press F12 to render, you wouldn't see them. So if you wanna do like your avatar there and also pose it and render it, well, now you can do it without worrying about having the sketches showing in the render by accident, for example. Because yes, it could take a bit of time to render some stuff, depending on your scene and stuff, and your GPU especially. Like even a 3090 might take, like what I have right now, it could take a lot of time to render something. Hey, let's go back to solid mode. Again, I just want to be sure about this. We're gonna touch on these later. Yeah, we're gonna touch on these later. Not now, but let's start like putting down some stuff. So to create an object, you press Shift A. Simple as that. At first, you're gonna have just like those here. Maybe I saw the monkey, also called Suzanne. But I've got a couple of add-ons that add other items. So what you can do is also go to Edit Preferences and Add-ons, and you can add extra objects. For add mesh and add curve, but mostly add mesh if you want to have the single vertex. Because I can show you the difference. Like if you don't have it, it's gonna look like this. So you won't have single vertex, but if you have it, you have all those extra options. So I'm gonna add a single vertex. And right now, it added the vertex up there. Like up there, because when you create an object, it creates it around the 3D cursor. So if you wanted it to be created at the origin of your world, so over here, you'd have to go to your N menu, then go to View, and set the location to 0. And the rotation at this point as well, because why not? Then, if you were to create your object, it will create it down there. I think a cube would show better. Let me show just, if I do like a sphere, you can see it's created down there. If I click and put the 3D cursor over there and create another sphere, it's gonna create it over there. So something to consider when you start spawning objects in. But as I said, what you can do, wait, is it like an object? There you go. What you can do, in case you spawn it in the wrong place, go to object mode, and then press Alt G. It's gonna recenter it down there. So I guess I'm gonna start creating the helmet. I think that's gonna be a good place to start. I could start with a round cube actually. I think I could start with a round cube. Like usually when I do a proper bird, like season 1 and 2, I like start with the tip of the beak. And don't get me wrong, we're still gonna do that for this avatar, like the little bird inside. We're gonna start with the beak and the model around it. But for the human part of it, we're actually going to start with the helmet. Should I do it? Like, I want to do it low poly though, so I'm still tempted to do it manually, honestly. Like, you could start with a round cube, model around it, especially if you do like a high poly. You start with like a super low poly mesh, but you put a subdivision surface. So I guess I'm gonna start with a single vertex. And then we're gonna go here. And do it like so. So it's centered, yes. And I'm gonna go around here. And look like that. And now we can actually start modeling around. So this corner is gonna be these here. That corner is gonna be that corner over there. That corner is gonna be that corner over there. Oh, nope. There we go. Oh, we're starting revisor, but you might notice something. We got 9 minutes left. Blackout, we still have 10 minutes left. But we're soon gonna be at the 3-hour mark, but not yet. So you might notice that, yeah, we're doing one side, but do we have to do the other side as well, like manually? No, actually. There's a mirror modifier that you can apply. If you go to your little property window under the hierarchy, you've got that little wrench. Those are the modifiers. You can then add a modifier, and in generate, there's one called mirror, for which, as you can see here, it replicates what you do on one side on the other. So just to see it better, I can make a face. And you can see it makes a face on the other side. If I move that vertex, it's gonna replicate the exact same thing on the other side. A very crucial tool to learn. Because it is extremely useful. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna put this in the the 3D model in today's tweet because it is really not advanced enough. And we need much more tweaking. Actually, yeah, there's some tools also you need to. Yeah, I'm doing like using so many tools right now. That you should know as well. If I press Control Tab, I've got access to the mesh select mode, but that's like a remap I had done because it worked before, but not anymore, so I remapped it. But you can also have access to it at the top left with like the dot, the edge, and the face. So this will swap between selecting vertices, selecting edges, and selecting faces. Usually I'm in vertex mode for like my method. To extrude, so to make like a new line or a new face, or like you want to extrude this edge, for example, yeah. Or you want to extrude this face, for example, yeah. You press E, simple as that. If you want to create a face, like you select 3 vertices or 4, depending on what you do. You can press F to create the face. Those are the main ones I'm using right now. Very crucial to all learn them. And also to have access to that menu, I press Ctrl E. And what I do here is I take this edge and I rotate the edge. So instead of going from this vertex to this vertex, I go from this vertex to this vertex. So rotating this connection to this one and this connection to this one. Like that. Yeah, I might need to adjust the roundness of it. Because this doesn't look really round. Yeah, we won't really do any progress this episode in terms of the modding. Like, we're gonna run out of time. But hey, at least we have Blender set up now. So that's good. There we go. What time is it? 8:50. Alright, I'm just gonna try and finish the visor, at least the start of the mesh of the visor. Probably won't have time. Yeah, I think I'm gonna run out of time. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, yes. So yeah, this is where we're gonna actually leave it for this episode. So that's the visor, I guess. We're gonna leave it there for now. But yeah, we're gonna adjust the materials and do proper modeling next episode. I'm quite happy with the progress. Like, we've got that really, really, really cool avatar in our hands right now. But yeah, how do you like the progress so far? Like, personally, I'm really happy with how the avatar might turn out. Excited! Anyway, this is where I'm gonna leave you for now. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. And I will see you in the next episode. Next Sunday, same place, same time. Bye bye.